What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Talking CBD podcast. I don't know what the date is.
April 11th.
It's April 11th.
I think it's episode 10.
Episode 10. We're here with our friend Hillary.
We'll give you
Hey,
guys
guys.
a top 10 recap next week.
This is
Top
episode 10, so
episodes,
this is it. Oh, so we need to
We'll recap our top 10 episodes
we
next week.
should have had everybody do like the little drum roll or the Clark Griswold.
So,
Episode 10.
yeah, Hillary, this is my first time really meeting you. Other than we bumped into each other at the. It's funny because we bumped into each other at the convention, and I didn't know that I knew of a Hillary that I was supposed to meet that day. But it's funny that you were the first person I met, and when he was off doing his own thing, it's pretty funny. But
Yeah,
he
and then
literally
we
was
figured
like,
it
I
out
just met-
later
I just met a
that
girl
that-
named Hillary.
I was like, I wonder if that's the girl you're talking about. And then turns out you were.
And then it
That's
was.
me.
All right, that's the whole story. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for coming back.
Great show. So what do you do? Like, I know you work with multiple different brands, but what do you do in the industry?
So I would say that I am a consultant and entrepreneur. I work with a couple different companies and have one of my own CBD company. But yeah, I've been kind of kicking
What's the
around
name of
it.
that company?
Enliven Holistics.
Oh, wonderful. It is pure CBD?
Yep, it's not pure CBD. You'll see a lot of CBD products out there that are maybe made out of isolate, which would be pure CBD,
Okay.
like single molecule, 99.9%
Gotcha.
CBD, and it looks like a white crystalline kind of powder.
Okay.
And that's pure CBD.
Okay.
This stuff is a little bit different.
I wasn't expecting to learn something when I asked that question, but there it is.
You learn something every day.
Every day.
Not usually on our podcast, but you know what I'm saying? So that's cool.
Yeah, so this is
This is Enliven, ENLIVEN, to anyone watching who can't see this, Enliven Holistics. I like the packaging. I like the...
Thanks. So this is our extract. So this stuff is still in the high 90s in terms of the potency, but you can tell that it's got a little more to it than an isolate. It's more of a full spectrum extract of all the profile of the plant compounds. And some research has indicated that in terms of how it works in the body, an isolate is not as beneficial as something that's more broad spectrum, because you have what's called the entourage effect, right? Where all the full profile of plant compounds that can be extracted, they all work better together in synergy rather than a single molecule like a pharmaceutical, right? And that serves to kind of modulate the effect and mitigate side effects and things like that. So
That makes sense.
very important when you're talking about CBD products to make sure that it's not made from isolate.
Interesting. See, I don't know much about CBD. I know what it is. That's about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see,
I
I
don't know
said
much
pure
about
CBD, meaning there's no THC, meaning
right. Not knowing
we're
that.
not going to get stoned. And then I found out, no, it's definitely not pure CBD.
Well, there should be trace THC. That's ideal. And in these tinctures, there is a little bit.
What's
but
a trace amount?
legally, less than 0.3%.
So let me ask you this: my mother is in a pain clinic group where she goes every week, and they test for you can't be on THC, or they said you can take CBD. The doctor's cool with that, but you can't have any THC in your body because they're not going to give you painkillers with THC, while you're smoking weed or whatever. So would she fail a drug test from something like that?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no guarantees.
Right.
I mean, it's such a tiny
It is.
amount
Right.
that it's unlikely, but it's
She's
possible.
I'm just curious because she's like I can do pure CBD or whatever, not pure. There we go again, pure CBD.
Yeah.
But,
You don't know.
Exactly, but she can't. She's like, I can't take anything that, even if it has a little bit of THC. Even if I was
Yeah.
fine with it, she's like, I can't because they drug test us. So.
There are certain products like this stuff, for example. This has had the THC taken out.
Okay.
Pretty much when the extract comes, the first run extract at the farm, it has a little bit too much THC in it, it's over that limit. So they
Right.
can't send us just the concentrate. That's why they formulate it into these tinctures for
see.
us right at the farm. But we also like to have, the concentrate version so you can vape it, you can cook with it.
Right.
Like for me, like when I have like breakthrough symptoms, like breakthrough pain, which a lot of people do have, you know, a baseline level of symptom management, but then every so often you have a kind of a flare up of whatever symptom. Maybe it's due to weather or whatever.
Right.
But you need kind of a quicker way to get it into your system, which inhalation is the fastest, right? Instead of waiting for a tincture or an edible or something like that to kick in.
Right.
So what's the difference here between the tincture and the concentrate? Like how?
Well, like
yeah, like where? All right.
Take a step back.
Already stoned. Like where in the process does one stay liquid and one harden?
So
There we go.
There.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay,
great
good.
question. So basically, they take all the flowers. The plants are all female, right? So the first thing to know is that there's a difference between hemp CBD that's grown from female flowering plants that just happen to have high CBD, low THC.
Yeah.
And then the other side, which is like an agricultural crop, like you would see like a row crop grown for fiber or for hemp seeds. Those are two very different kinds of hemp.
Yeah.
So when they extract the flowers, the first run of the extract is what gets mixed with MCT oil and the essential oils to make the tincture. And then that same extract is then put through a little bit of a further process to create this, which the THC is taken out during that process. It's called flash chromatography.
What's it called?
Flash chromatography. And that's a little too sciencey for me to
that's
totally
cool.
get
I
into,
learned
especially
something.
after passing that around.
Yeah, no.
But
I
it-
wasn't
you
gonna
know-
ask. It's too sciencey to learn about right now.
But it's the same extract. It's just processed and formulated in different ways to create different products.
So what's the difference in the regulation in these as opposed to now, recreational cannabis?
So this falls under what's called the 2014 Federal Farm Bill, which gave individual states the ability to create their own industrial hemp pilot programs.
Okay.
Basically, it hasn't been legal to grow industrial hemp in the United States for many, many years, and everything has been imported.
Right.
But in 2014, the federal government said, okay, we're losing $500 million a year by importing something that we could be growing here, and gave states the right to study it, not to do it, but to study it.
Nice.
By at their Department of Agriculture creating what's called a pilot program to license people under like regulated conditions to grow industrial hemp.
Right.
And so like I said, there's two different ways to do it. You can grow it for fiber, which would make like fabric or cloth or, lost circulation material, or building material, plastics that are biodegradable instead of petrochemical. You can make biodiesel out of it.
You can make anything out of hemp.
You can
Joe
make
Dalton was telling us you can
anything
make
out of it.
hempcrete.
Yeah, you can
Building
make
material,
hempcrete.
yeah.
You can build a house.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was silly not to really.
Has
but-
anybody built a house out of?
Oh yeah.
hemp?
Yeah.
Like is somebody out there?
Hempcrete exists. It's real. The first one in the
It's
U.S.
real, she said.
was built in Asheville in North Carolina.
Oh, really?
And they're all over now. Yeah. It's a
Nice.
mixture of, the hemp hurd, which is like the inner core of the fiber. So it's same with like your cannabis plants.
Yeah.
It's the same species. It's just grown in a different way for fiber. But the inner core has this like woody stuff. It's called herds, and then it's surrounded by bast fibers, and those are like long, thin ones that like go all the way around that wooden core. And those are the fibers that would be used for fabric or for textiles or something like that. Those like long, thin, like stringy fibers. Whereas the more woody core material, the herds, that's what's used for like cleaning up oil spills and for building material when mixed with lime and water. And
What is the? They're using hemp right now. Joe Dalton taught us this at Chernobyl.
Chernobyl, yeah.
Chernobyl, yeah.
Yeah. So hemp is a bioaccumulator, which means its roots
It's-
in the
it's
soil,
sucking
they
all that
suck
shit
up
out
heavy
of it.
metals and
Yep.
toxins and things, which is good if you're trying to clean up a nuclear disaster,
Yeah.
but not so good if you're trying to use it for food or medicine.
Fair
Right.
which is why a lot of the CBD isolate that you
There's a time and
see
place for everything.
has to be taken down and purified so much that you just have that single molecule, because if you were extracting the full essence of the plant, the full spectrum, you might get those heavy metals in that junk. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's insane how useful of a plant it is, and how it's always blown my mind. I think that's how I got into just cannabis in general.
Yeah.
Was just like, this is insane. How are they?
yeah,
Why is it so useful, but I can't use it?
it's like one of the greatest injustices.
Yeah,
I
and
think
like
of like
when we
Of all
were
time?
I mean, that's
Well, maybe
that's
not
a
of all
stretch,
time. Yeah,
but
that is a stretch. All right.
outside of like
including
genocide
yeah,
and
okay,
like
yeah,
you know
outside of
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
okay.
mean,
I feel like that's like an assumed level 1. Like if genocide's like level 1. Like we're not talking about stuff.
Yeah.
We just got stoned.
always
Let's
too
go down.
soon. But
the way
you know.
the way they taught us in school to stay away from it was half the reason all my friends went and said I got to try that, because
like,
they were
Oh,
like
yeah.
the dare things,
DARE
and they were all
program.
like, and half my friends like, oh, they made that sound kind of fun, you know, they made that
They put
like,
the glasses
yeah.
on you and they're
I
like,
feel
hey,
like-
wear these glasses. Can you walk around? I'm like, this is the best.
like I remember one of my best friends growing up said that. He was like, the reason I started smoking weed is because they made it sound like a good time to me, and he liked smoking weed after that. He's always smoked weed.
Yeah.
But it's just funny, like,
Yeah, I don't think
I mean, the DARE program worked on me, actually.
Yeah.
I
Did it?
like was never a smoker or stoner growing up, even in college. Like
yeah,
maybe a handful of times in my 20s, like socially.
wow.
But you know, it wasn't until I
Listen
So
rap
what?
music, I
Yeah.
was
So how
smoking
old were
early.
you when you really got into it? then?
27.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
So I've really only been, a regular consumer for like 4 years.
Wow.
Say when I became a patient, that's when I started to learn more about it. And
Were you hesitant at first?
not really.
No, that's good.
I mean, when you exhaust other medical options, or like the only ones that are offered are, have shitty side effects of their own, it's like,
Getting high is a not so bad of a side
yeah.
effect.
I mean,
guess,
I
but-
remember there was a moment like after, my caregiver who helped me get my medical card, who I grow with now, when I first started, consuming his medicine, I was like, all right, my life just got better.
Yeah.
And like, here we are 4 years later,
Yeah.
Absolutely. And when I was younger, I didn't smoke.
Countless testimonials. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like we're not. What are we doing here? You know.
Right. I started smoking like just to add it to like just having fun. Do you know what I mean? It was like,
Definitely.
yeah, we'll do this too. Great.
Yeah,
If
something
we
to
could,
do when
If
I
we
was a
could, if
kid.
we could have, took somebody's vodka, we would have did that. If we could smoke, we would do that. You know what I mean? It was like that. But then I got really into it once I got like graduated high school and got a little bit older. I was like 19 probably, and I started smoking more and drinking less. And then that kind of went like this until I'm at where I'm at now, where it's like I don't drink,
Yeah.
but I'll have a glass of whiskey.
Yeah. So it's certainly a good alternative to drinking, because I definitely
Way different, but like
I do
quality
both,
of
so
life.
I
Yeah.
know I definitely like hate myself more when I drink than when I get really high, and
Right.
one night, that's for sure. So.
Yeah, when you get really stoned, you're I don't know, whatever.
I don't go to the
Likes
gym
do.
in the
I don't-
morning. That's what happens. You don't wake up when you said you're gonna like. That's like the worst
you
thing
can
that
still go-
happens
you
or
go
to
you
me.
just feel
Like,
yuck.
Yeah, but if I get,
Yeah.
at least I'm not puking. I'm not fucking,
Yeah, no. When I drink, I don't like the next.
I remember your
Yeah.
birthday. I've never seen this guy. Like, it was like the morning I stayed at his house on his birthday, and I remember waking up the next morning. You're like, "Oh, you're leaving," and you just had that look, like like the "I'm hungover, I hate my life" look, and it was nothing more than just in your eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I
So
was fine, but it was there.
It was definitely there.
I hold it internal.
Yeah, I think that's the last.
You know.
What
I
else?
also hadn't done that. My little brother came, and I was like, all right, he's in charge. It's like whatever he says we're doing, that's what we're doing. Yeah, we had an awesome time. I had an awesome time. We ended up playing like flip cup and beer pong all night long. A bunch of
Takes
grown
me back
adults.
to college.
Bunch
Yeah.
of grown
Yeah,
adults. Like,
everybody.
woo! Mom and dad are
Yeah.
home.
That was really what it felt like.
That's what I wanted.
We
That
played.
was a
We played.
request.
We played. A game, we played the card games. We played.
Oh yeah, we played Cards Against Humanity. You ever
That's
play
a
that
fun
game?
one.
Wicked fun game. And when you have like a group of people that are really inappropriate, it's
And,
even
and
better.
know each
It's
other.
Like, yeah,
pretty well,
yeah.
It's
and,
even
yeah,
funnier.
and they're just like penises. You know what I mean? Like, you could just throw them down.
Yeah,
and it's
just-
just amazing.
Like, oh yeah, the first one. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. But what else do you do, Hillary? I know. I feel like there's a lot more about you. I feel like there's a lot more about you. Yeah.
Well, I do a bunch of different stuff. So I am growing the CBD company. We just launched in January. So, working on getting, that into some brick and mortar stores and working with some local businesses to infuse, CBD infused chocolate truffles and smoothies and things like that.
Cool. Smoothies is a great idea.
Yeah, right?
That's a good idea. Go to the juice bar.
Blended coffee.
Yeah.
So working on kind of creating some cool stuff like that or in the CBD space, and also working with the Green Nurse Group. Have you guys heard?
I saw you at their booth.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
We met them at NECAN. So it's a group of registered nurses, a nurse practitioner, and like other wellness and health professionals. It's like a home health care agency, basically, where we work directly with patients who either, some have their medical card. If they don't, we can help them get it. And then we do education sessions and really teach people how to medicate and how to incorporate cannabis as a medicine into their holistic treatment plan. More than just, here's your card, go to the dispensary, talk to the bud tender and get what you get and figure it out. It's a little bit more continuity of care where, we can make recommendations and kind of not prescribe, but advise on which consumption methods are best and how to titrate to the correct dosage for you, and kind of incorporate it with other modalities as well to help somebody, get better.
So is it now becoming pretty commonplace for CBDs to be included in holistic medicine?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really seen a ton of like naturopaths. Actually, I walked into a naturopath's office a couple weeks ago to try to talk to them about these products, and they literally like told me to leave. And people aren't willing to like risk their proper like medical licensure on CBD yet because the legality is ambiguous.
Still not there. I thought because I go to like it's
federally illegal, dude.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was just gonna say I go anywhere and there's like CBD lollipops at the corner store now. Like they're everywhere.
Which is gross to me because first of all, they're probably made out of isolate.
I've never even thought to indulge in one.
And second of all, why are you packing medicine in sugar?
Yeah.
Like sugar is worse for you than cannabis is.
Right.
Way worse.
It just that just seems backwards to me. I do think there are edibles that are, can be helpful and have.
I just meant like I'm surprised that people are so hesitant when I'm seeing it everywhere.
Yeah.
That's just like in, the outside perspective, not really knowing the legalities of what's going on.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. I would have thought by seeing that everywhere that, like CBD is just legal, like, because we were talking to our buddy in Texas and he goes, like weed's like super illegal, but they got CBD in every store.
Yeah, it just depends on the source.
Yeah.
Right? So if it's part of a state-based pilot program and licensed, that's allowed. Right. As long as it doesn't have over that THC threshold.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's all politics.
It's so it's like that like imaginary line. They just made it up and they were like, this is it, right?
And if it's imported, it's legal. That's another thing.
If it's imported, it's legal.
If it's coming from outside of the U.S.,
seems counterproductive, but
it sounds pretty helpful to the economy.
It just seems like there's more room for shit you don't know happening in there when you're shipping something from a different country. Like, I don't see why that would be the preferred method of anything.
I mean, not to mention the fact that you're paying for it to be transported here.
Yeah.
Wasting
Here's a
actual
fact.
resources.
Bill Clinton, I think it was in 1994, in some kind of like presidential report, he listed hemp among a list of crops that he recommended should be grown for like national defense and national security purposes to like stockpile.
Is there anything they can't do with this plant?
Not really. Well,
They're like fighting wars with it.
Right, that's what I was just gonna say. Make bombs,
saving
like,
lives.
We'll
with
figure
it
out once we can get this hemp to explode. They can make it. They can make it once it explodes.
Once they figure out how to make it.
Well, actually, there are some really interesting patents and like intellectual property stuff being filed around like weaponized cannabinoids.
Uh-oh.
Like I'm not kidding. Like a bullet that will like pierce your skin and inject you with a dose of cannabinoids that will cause you to, I think I read the patent, I don't remember exactly what the wording is, but like immediate loss of consciousness, but like no, it's non-lethal. or
Right.
there's like a inhalable version of it. But
It's non-lethal because it's
No, I
comes
mean,
from
it's-
weed and you just
But-
end up
but
falling
no, I mean,
asleep.
I've
it's
heard
not that
Doritos.
somebody's making it, but somebody is
thought about it.
thought about it and is filing patents in anticipation of the
Of somebody
coming
reading that
intellectual
patent.
property wars as the industry develops. Honestly.
Which is, yeah, not a bad. I mean, shit. If I was as convinced as that person, then I would be
Saint
filing
brand
the-
cannabis.
I don't know what's good.
Yeah,
Oh, wow,
really interesting stuff.
that really is.
That's
Because
insane.
I've heard like Vice way back before.
It was just
They were
asleep
like
'cause of
big. They
cannabis.
did like they did a story on this plant. Why did that? Oh no, they did a story on this plant from Colombia or something that they
Blows
extracted
in your face.
the scopolamine. They called it scopolamine. They called it the devil's breath or whatever. And I guess basically it worked the same way. Like people were getting it was like people using it for like date rape and stuff and robbing people because
saw
you would
that.
stay conscious, but like you didn't have any recollection of what happened. So people
Dude,
were
like, people
people were
blow
just
it in
with
your face,
freaky.
and then you're like,
people were
That's
like
and then
and they were withdrawing
some
money out of
wizardry.
their own ATM. They were going
my
to the.
God.
They were like there were stories of people going to the bank and saying like, "Where's all my money?" And like you came in here yourself and got it all yesterday, and like they have the footage and people seeing themselves and going, "What the fuck's going on?" Someone actually said that they moved all their shit out of their own apartment into a truck with some people, and fucking he had no idea what happened. You know what I mean? Girls are getting
insane.
killed, and like it's crazy. I guess this is like the only place in the world that it grows, and it
I
grows
need some of
naturally
that
over there.
around my house.
Well, then like
heard you
anything
were
else,
saying.
like that still to
crazy.
get that they still have to chemically produce that. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
actually. It's not like a leaf does that. They treat it like they would any other drug.
Well, yeah.
The same way they trip on the seeds, I guess, kind of like mushrooms over there too. So they do that. Like it's just a crazy.
It's
tree
like the
that
difference
grows in
between
Colombia
chewing a
somewhere.
coca leaf and
Yeah.
processing cocaine.
But that's crazy. Because the thought of being able to stay conscious and answer people and act like you're normal and then have
And
no
follow
recollection.
direction
Yeah,
and
really,
that
they
you
were
wouldn't
almost
normally
describing it
agree
like
with.
You were like you were at the whim of whoever
Yeah.
you had given you the drug, almost like they were like master.
They're-
Now, you
yeah,
know what I
that's
mean? Like,
crazy.
and I don't know how much of that is true and how much of that's exaggerated, but people were
I
definitely
would
telling
not like to
stories
find
about,
out.
Yeah,
Right? I'm all set with that.
yeah. And they actually, by the time they finally got their hands on some, they had heard too many stories. They just fucking flushed it. They were like, we don't even want to go anywhere near this at this point.
Yeah.
So,
Plants can be powerful, huh?
yeah, for sure. Save lives, kill you, anything in between.
Yeah.
Plants are crazy. Dude, just like the whole spectrum of plants is
Okay.
insane.
It's true.
I'm high enough for this conversation. Let's do it. Let's dive in. Plants.
But like, can you
Fox.
imagine? Can you imagine if like everything that is made out of plastic was made out of a biodegradable hemp-based plastic instead of a petrochemical plastic?
And then how would it, like, what would happen? It would just go right back to the earth?
Yeah, well, in an industrial landfill, it would disappear within 6 months. There's pellets for injection molding, 3D printing filament
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I just saw
that can be used to make anything.
I just saw something the other day. Their company made
3D
the
printing
6-pack rings that are edible for marine
Mm-hmm.
life. I forget what they're made out of, but they're made of like
Some kind of cellulose or something.
yes, I forget what it is, but it's edible and like
Yeah.
they were like fish were eating it and it was like not that, you know what I mean? It was fine. It's just pretty interesting. There's so many alternatives. Like
Yeah.
obviously, I don't know if they're exhausting all options with the oil thing before they make any switch
mean,
to anything, but
They have some stake in it.
right. a little bit of I can't fathom why they won't do it.
You know what I never understood, and this always made no sense to me. Why wouldn't they just if you could take the oil money that you've already made and just reinvest it, and then pay the same people to make this the new one,
Yeah.
and everybody will hail you
They're
as
just gonna-
like the cool. You can become
they're just
the
gonna
emperor.
run it dry
This dude,
first, though.
just fixed
Just
the
literally
world.
save
But
the world.
you're throwing
Yeah.
away all that excess money that they're just gonna run it dry probably first and then go, oh yeah, those alternatives that we've had for 20 years, we're gonna make moves to those now. After we've
There's
literally.
countries that will take it. I bet if you sold it to North Korea, they'd be happy.
Is that what we want?
I mean, no, I'm just saying people would take it. One man's trash. You know what I mean? Another man's treasure.
Oh. Yeah.
So yeah, that awkward pause was brought to you by Oil.
Right.
Was brought to you by, what was that? The Pineapple Express?
Right.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, this is
Weedco USA this time, or
This is a present. This is a gift. We'll call him Yosh.
Oh, I got a present.
We like
You want to
presents.
smoke some of this?
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's a little bit dry, but this is some of the Emerald Reserve Critical OG.
Let's take a look.
Can I also take a
Oh,
look?
it's not too dry. I sniffed the microphone. I was looking at the weed.
Yeah, let's smoke some more.
Let's definitely smoke some more. Can I break it?
Yeah.
That
I'm
smells
always
good.
down to smoke more weed.
Yeah, this is one of our favorites on the indica side. A lot of people like this one here. I'll let you do the honors.
You want to roll this one, Bobby?
No, I'm not gonna roll in joints.
Neither am
roll-
I, but I will.
Specifically blunts. I'm really not even good at
Neither
that.
am I.
I've never been good at rolling them ever. Never been my thing.
I have one of those little like raw, like little rolling things.
That's what you use.
But some people say that's cheating, but it comes out perfect every time, and it's made out of hemp plastic.
All right, there you go.
For serious. Yeah.
So here's a little intermission question. What's your favorite strain of weed?
My favorite strain of weed.
Yeah, like that you smoke. You're like, this is the one.
What's
Or what's the best weed you've ever smoked? How about that? What's the best weed you've ever smoked?
Some of my favorite is like a high CBD flower, like Canatonic or an ACDC, something like that, where like you wouldn't expect with the THC to CBD ratio, you wouldn't really expect much of
I was like, what did you just give me? Sorry.
an intoxicating kind of like high, but you feel, mellow, relaxed,
So
but
nice,
like
right.
clear-headed, but also like good.
Right. Oh, we were talking
Yeah.
about.
I definitely prefer a little higher CBD to THC ratio than just like high THC.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm not a big. The higher the THC, I'm just like, all right.
The
this is
more
too
people
much
I
now.
talk
feel like
to,
I have
the more I hear
accomplish
that.
things, and I'm not at nighttime when I'm about to watch a movie. I'm not trying to feel like I should accomplish something.
Yeah.
I want to feel like I'm sinking into exactly where
Yeah.
I am, and I'm gonna watch Thor.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking for.
But like in the daytime, you can't,
Well, yeah, during the
can't
day,
be high
there's
all the
al-
time.
Of course, there's,
Like if
can
I
you, though?
was, well, if I
Debatable.
was smoking enough or consuming enough cannabis that was high in THC to like control pain and symptoms. Like I had a bad car accident a couple years ago that like kind of led me to start this CBD line, because if I was medicating the way that I would need to and I just had THC, I would be high all the time.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
not able to be functional.
John,
John, so
counter
that's-
that. Can you be functional and high all the time?
Some of us can be.
I'm not
all.
saying you can't be, but
Yeah, but there's also people who don't want to be, and
Yeah.
there's I got friends like sisters and moms who don't want to be high at all.
No, you
Yeah,
guys
but
are
they
supposed to, you're
really
supposed to
want
debate the
to
topic.
feel
Thanks,
like-
John.
I'm sorry, dude. You can't set me up for something. I mean, I'm high all the time. So I'm an example. I went on vacation with some people, not vacation, a work vacation with some people who had never traveled with me, and they were like, "Dude, you're the most productive, like, drunk stoner I've ever met." And I was like, "Dude, I've only drank this much as I'm on vacation." I was like, I'm not always, drinking I got here, I landed, I was drunk, and then I woke up and they made fun of me because it was the first time I was sober in this state. And I was like, dude, I'm out here working more than you guys. You guys are going to like rap shows. I'm like shooting rap shows, and I'm shooting other people's shit, and then I'm shooting music videos, and these dudes are out here just because
high.
they're not getting high, know that they're fucking all of a sudden better people than me. Like I'm getting high and doing more. But
Yeah, no, I'm kind of a little bit of both. Like it depends on what I'm doing. If I have like stuff to do that's gonna be like manual,
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
don't want to get stoned.
yeah, I
But
guess.
and I'll wait until when I'm done. That's like my reward. It's like I know that sucked, but guess what we're going to do? We're gonna sit on our favorite chair and we're gonna play Xbox until we fall asleep.
I'm like Joey Diaz. Like I'll smoke weed, I'll go to the gym. Joey Diaz like will smoke weed and do anything, and like he's what did he say? He's like, church sucks without a bong rip. You ever take a bong rip and go to church? Ain't so bad. He goes, ain't so bad. He goes, peace be with you, peace be with you. Right?
I mean, it's true.
He's-
I feel like
yeah.
weed and church definitely go hand.
But no, it's just
Weed
funny
and
how
a lot of things go together. I'm kind of the opposite, Bobby. I feel like if I'm doing some like manual something repetitive task, I'm like, yeah, I could be a little stoned for
helps you
this.
zone out and just do it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've been doing this for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I feel like it depends
Exactly.
on what I'm doing.
But if I'm trying to like talk to people or be in like a professional like business setting or
Right.
or you know something like that.
So this doesn't fall under a
So
professional
as she
business.
says, as she takes a hit, yeah.
Just to clarify,
you
yeah.
should interrupt us
Right.
with this. Like, we're super professional. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no. I mean, I would love to just smoke all day, but I feel like I have to nap.
Yeah.
If I smoke all day,
Sometime,
I gotta
yeah.
take a nap. I just gotta take a quick like 2 hour.
A quick 2-hour nap.
There is
quick
this
2-hour nap.
crash. I hit this wall every day.
But I'll go till like
I-
3 in the morning.
I muscle through it every day. It's like a half hour between 5 and 6 o'clock. Suck.
Mm.
But after that, I'm like good again, and then I'm good till 12, 1 in the morning. And it's just like it definitely sucked. Like that's where I could use a 40-minute power nap for sure. But
40
instead-
minutes?
like 2
hours.
2 hours. No way. I'm
Yeah.
not
Then you
up
work
after
till
2.
like 2.
I gotta agree. For me, naps are either like 20 minutes
Mm-hmm.
or 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like there's no in between. Like
Yeah.
if I fall asleep for longer
Because
than
if you
20
wake up
minutes,
at 45,
See,
you're
to
like,
me-
this is not
Yeah.
long enough. I need
Like,
to go back
I'm, like,
for another
creeping up
hour.
on
As long
deep
as
REM
it's-
here.
As long as it's under an hour for me, or like under 50 minutes or so, I'm good. Like I can't. Once I get past an hour, I will not wake up. I'll wake
Okay, so
up
what
and
time are we starting this day is really the question.
It doesn't matter.
What time are we at?
I
Like
could-
8, 7? I'm up at 7.
between 8 and 9
All right,
usually.
so-
Yeah, I'm usually
yeah,
up
right
late.
around like 4 to 6. Depending on what I'm doing, is like I just want to sleep forever.
Sleep right through rush hour.
Also depends when you eat and like
just
what you're
talked
eating
this
during
out.
the day too.
That's
That like
true, too.
affects your energy levels.
What also happens to me a lot is it'll be 4 o'clock and I'll realize I haven't eaten at all. I'll be like, oh my god, what am I doing?
No wonder you're crashing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Such an
Yeah,
idiot.
no, I'm pretty.
I just,
No.
I'm pretty good.
I'm
I'm pretty good at
such
not
an
eating as
idiot.
well. I get it.
Yeah.
It'll be shit.
And then by then
Lunch.
it's like,
Gotta eat.
yeah, by then you're like my stomach's so small. I take a bite of something, I'm full, and then
That's
I
good.
get hungry again in an hour, and I'm just not in a good position. The kid's in a bad place.
It's in a bad place.
It's an
Inside
extra-
joke.
It's just we have so
No, it's
many.
about to be an everybody joke.
Yeah, it's about to be on T-shirts. Dudes
there a
pay
story?
double, though.
Dudes always pay double. Do
What
you?
is that?
Is there a story?
Kind of. So, oh, well, just my buddy. My buddies. We always call it like I always ask him, "What's the kid doing?" My buddy Steven. And the other day after when we were after that party you were
After
talking
the
about,
homegrown.
Yeah.
we were both like in rough shape, and I was gonna catch the last train back to Stoughton, and it was like 11:50 something or something, and I was like looking at my phone. My boy had just called me. He goes, "Oh, let me know if you need any something," because I told him I might be missing the train.
And then
He's
he goes, Bobby, I need your help on this one. And I was like, dude, I have no idea what we're doing. We're going to your house. I don't know where we're going.
You're
I was
in
just-
charge.
I was literally like, I was really thinking like, okay, if the train leaves in 10 minutes, and we even have time to get to the station, and this and that. And then my buddy had just called me, so I was like, he's like, let me know if you need anything. I'm leaving Norwood now. So I was like, I just called him back, and I was drunk, and I go, the kid's in a bad place.
And he was like, I'm coming to get you.
Yeah, and he came.
And he came in Boston and got us.
Yeah, it was a nice
And
move.
it was
That's a
really good.
homie.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a good look. It was awesome.
So speaking of t-shirts, what's Rose Glen?
Rose Glen is my personal brand company where I do all the photo, video, stuff like that. We obviously have merchandise. We do just mostly client work. Like I did, everything from like the beauty industry to some culinary stuff to some nightlife stuff, music videos, weddings, all that stuff. So just whatever.
Sweet.
Yeah. So you're actually on Rose Glen Street right now.
Yeah.
That's where the name
I
came
noticed
from.
that, yeah.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's on the. This is also the table.
It's funny because people will sometimes like drive by that and they'll like won't know where I live and they'll take a picture. I'm like, there's a Rose Glen Street, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. Where did you find that?
Right.
Yeah, no, his video and photography skills are like very.
That's
top
why
notch.
we
Very
started.
top
That's
notch.
why we're a media brand, but really
Yeah.
we just have so much fun creating and doing other shit, and I want to do a lot of things I haven't done before, which is why like what we were just telling you about before we were doing this. Like, that's a new venture. That's something
Yeah.
we're excited about.
That was a nice.
I love the sound of that.
I watch wrestling. You know this. You watch wrestling. You know how when they go to like throw them into the corner and then they're like, nope, you're going into the corner.
Yeah.
That's what just happened. She just flipped the interview. That I just
Yeah.
watched it happen.
Right.
She's like, well, let me ask you a question.
Right.
And it was so natural. I just watched it.
Yeah,
like,
so natural. I
that's
just
what
talked about
watched.
myself for 3
It's like,
minutes.
hey,
Yeah.
whoa. Like, whoa, reverse. So yeah. So what else? What else?
I'm
we have
good.
to talk
Thank
about?
you. I'm stoned.
Yeah, me too.
That's not yours.
I'm
Well,
good,
throw it
yeah.
right, What else you want to talk about? Anything good?
I don't know. Want to talk about aliens? Mark Zuckerberg. What's going
Oh,
on?
dude, did you
Oh
see
my
that?
God.
Did you see that?
I didn't
That was
watch the interview, but I like.
a train wreck.
Yeah, I read the
I
headlines.
didn't see
and
it, so I'm
It's
not
everything-
qualified
it's
to talk
everything you've
yet.
heard
But
of. I saw pieces.
Basically,
of it,
he
dude,
had
and
to,
it's like-
defend himself to being questioned by Congress about the Cambridge Analytica scandal.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, he defended Facebook's business model of, like, selling data. He's like, he was asked a couple times, and this is hearsay from what I heard on NPR, so, you know, I may not get it right.
So you
But
weren't in the actual.
I was not in the room.
All right,
Okay.
we weren't in the room.
No.
Full
But-
disclosure, we weren't in the room. We're just talking shit like the rest of you.
Yep.
right.
But I heard that, he was asked a couple of times, like, would you ever consider, like, pivoting to, a different business model of, like, not selling people's data for profit? And he was like, no.
Fair enough. I mean, at least he's
At
honest.
least he's honest. Well,
Yeah.
here comes internet regulation. Get used to it.
I do have to say, though, that there has to be some level of personal responsibility on the part of the Facebook user, right?
Well,
Like,
yeah.
people are all up in arms about it when if they, like, actually just read some fine print or, like,
Didn't
we're a
do
little
face
more
swap every
discerning
single
You
about
mean
what-
they don't read the terms and agreements?
I know. I mean, who does?
Doesn't
But,
everybody?
like,
No, I thought everyone read the terms and
Do you
agreements.
watch South Park? You ever
just
watch
don't
South
be
Park?
surprised.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right.
Yeah.
The human centipede.
The episode where like there was a joke that basically everyone read the iTunes terms and agreements every 2 days when they updated it, except Kyle, and Kyle agreed to the new one, whereas everyone else read it and didn't agree. So Kyle was like they were testing on him, you know what I mean, like making him connected to other people, and no, it's just fucking
Human
hilarious.
centipede.
Yeah, but
You remember that movie?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like that.
But I know
But
what
they're
it
all
is.
it all like
It
leads
says
to an
here,
iPad.
Kyle, you
It's, like,
agreed.
powered by them.
like it
It's
says here,
insane.
Kyle, you agreed
Sinister.
to let them sew your lips to another man's butthole, and well, you know what I mean, and like basically like everyone else had read the fine print and was like, no, like the joke was just obviously fucking no one reads it, but it was so funny because it Butters is the kid who was well, you don't read the fine print, Kyle.
Of course.
But that's crazy. I also saw there was a point where he had to actually like explain how he makes money. I forget who it was, but they were like, "Well, do you intend on charging people for Facebook?" And he's like, "No."
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Well, then how do you make money?" And he's like, "Well,
We sell
Senator,
data.
we sell ads.
We sell
Like,
ads, we sell
Did
data.
you fucking
Yeah.
check it out? Did you take a look at it?
Have you been on Facebook?
I feel like it was just like full disclosure. I don't believe in any of it. So, but I just was watching it and it was just like there's such a disconnect. There's nothing's gonna come of this.
I didn't
They're not
see
even
any of it,
speaking
so
the
I
same
can't even-
language. The guy asked, "How do you make money?" I know how they make money. I'm not
Right.
an international businessman, nor am I a senator.
Right.
And I know how Facebook makes
Yeah.
money. You know what I mean? It's if you guys don't know that, or if that's the kind of stuff. I mean, give me better content at least.
Yeah,
If you're
that's
gonna
what-
fake it, give it to me good.
Yeah.
we could put. I mean, if you want us to write for
Yeah,
the show,
talking
we could write
seaweed
the
is
show.
we're very much available.
I mean, do you think that there's some credence to the claim that that data was used in a way to like manipulate people into voting for Donald Trump?
Probably.
Because that's kind of why this is a big deal.
Yeah.
Is
I feel like-
specifically how the data was used.
I feel like all data is used to manipulate perspective. So whether it's for one candidate or another, it's all gonna
It
be
is,
there,
and it's
it
just that
always will
It's
be.
just that it's the biggest.
just
and
happened
most
to have
powerful,
won.
and he's in control of what we see on a day-to-day basis. You know, not. You know, I mean, like they can
And they
censor
don't.
whatever
I don't
want.
think that they like that he's not like under their thumb.
Is that-
he's like,
I don't
whoa,
know,
whoa,
like-
how come you know all this stuff and we don't even know all this stuff?
Right. I don't
Because
know
what
dick
can you
about
do
the
with
laws,
that
but
information?
is that not okay? Like, is that illegal to like?
We give it to him.
I know.
Everybody posts
That's what I'm
pictures of
saying. We're
children
basically
on
like
there.
telling them straight up, I like this, I like that, I like
Yeah.
this. Are
Yep.
they? Is it illegal for them to go tell this company, you
No,
know, like, like
Google.
all this shit? Like, you know, they spend a lot of time on this page, and this
No,
is all
Google
that.
is a
That's
marketing
like
company.
what they
Yeah.
do.
So what is the big deal that, you know, say he's a fan of someone and he wants to use his company to push a certain. I mean, I get the big deal, but like, is that illegal? Really? Because you're just mad you're not doing as good as him, and you know, like
Oh, that's what it is. They're just mad. Like,
just
that's all it
jealous.
is. They're just
it's
jealous
a
of
power.
his
It's a
database.
power thing. It's like,
It is-
oh, he's
it
getting
is.
too powerful, and
And
we
he
got to
like
talk
lives
about
in
this.
like slippers and just like walks around life.
I love
or
South
whatever.
Park's version of him.
He's all
So
up in
funny.
arms this week. Have you been hearing about the Michael Cohen?
I don't know. Michael
Investigation?
Cohen. Who's Michael
No.
Cohen?
Michael Cohen is Donald Trump's personal
Oh
lawyer.
yeah, the
and
FBI raided
fixer.
his place,
Yeah.
right?
That they
And he's
raided the lawyer.
yeah, they showed up at his lawyer's
That's bad
house
news
with a
bears.
warrant that like had to go through several steps of like proper judicial procedure after Robert Mueller before that warrant was executed. And so like Trump's calling it a witch hunt, but it's like if you look at the due process here, it's like there's reason to believe that he and his lawyer were committing a crime together, and if they gave due notice of like that they were coming for this information, they would expect it to be destroyed, and so they showed up. Knock knock.
Aren't all
Attorney-client
good lawyers
privilege
also
doesn't
committing
apply.
crimes Slightly.
Yeah, of course. No, so yeah, it's true. No, that's
So
That's insane.
We'll see.
yeah, we will.
I
see
feel
this.
like there's gonna be so much stuff that we see right now that's gonna test our laws and the interpretation of our laws, and we're gonna see it like one way or another. However it ends up is what we're gonna see for a little bit longer. I feel like there's like it's just coming to a head again. No dog in the race is more of a why don't we all just stop? Like my perfect little scenario would be like, all right, ready guys, and everybody take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That would be it. That would be it. That's
Yeah.
that's what
Too many people
Ready,
dependent
set,
now.
go.
and so many people would not be ready for that.
No.
No. Oh my goodness, no. And people aren't ready. How many people would be ready if Stop and Shop was just done tomorrow? Like, hey, Stop and Shop's like, oh, by the way, like, sorry, we don't exist now. People don't even have the livestock to slaughter.
Well, I hit up that dude on Instagram trying to sell us meat.
Yeah, shout out to the
what?
dude. Yeah, some dude.
There's a dude
shout
on
out to the dude.
Instagram was
I
literally
I
like-
can't remember the name of the town, but he's.
Oh, I think he's messaging you, right? Yeah, he is. Best fed birds around. Legitimately.
Is that really
Look at this
what it
top message. I don't know.
Dominant Species Gardens.
Shout out to
Shout out
Dominant
to them,
Species
man.
Gardens. We'd get our meat from him. We'd get some chickens from him.
Yeah, we're
We'd be all right.
There's a barbecue coming up.
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, I asked this dude about his chickens. I was like, "Well, do you slaughter these chickens?" And that's why he said best fed birds around.
Are they free range?
That's
Right.
I asked him that. There should be an
See,
answer.
was it when Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David, comedians in cars getting coffee, when they were arguing about the free range? He goes, "Do you really think that matters, Larry?" And like, you know, Jerry's take on everything. He's like, "How free are they, Larry?" You know, and like, it's just so Jerry. I'm like, this just always reminds me of that whenever I hear free range chicken, I think of those two goons.
I love Larry David.
Yeah, he's hilarious. That episode's really good.
Do you see he's like actually related to Bernie Sanders? Which makes sense because he looked uncannily. Is that a word?
Oh, I saw
Did I just
that.
make
Yeah,
up a
they
word?
found out that
Uncannily.
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 Did I just
Yeah.
make it up?
No, I think you think you could say that.
If not, trademark.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Put it on a t-shirt. It's mine forever.
Uncannily.
Uncannily. But yeah, they looked alike. Regardless.
They're related.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
they're
that.
related. Dude, you didn't see the pictures of them?
I
When he
know
was, like,
they look
playing
alike,
him?
but I didn't
No,
know
I
what.
mean, they're like cousins of some sort. I don't know.
All right,
Man.
whatever.
I'm sitting here pretending I wasn't surprised to hear it.
Right.
So this is part of the show where everybody's just stoned now. We're just probably gonna
Yeah,
stop.
yeah,
right.
Oh, hey, can I make a little plug?
Of course.
Yeah.
For, do you guys know Reliable Bud?
We've met
We
them
know
in
of
passing.
them.
Yeah, well,
We haven't hung out with them yet.
They have a 1-year anniversary event coming up on April 28th. It's a Saturday. It's in Spencer, Massachusetts, at the fairgrounds. You can get tickets online through Reliable Bud. I can't be there because I double booked,
I'm already
but
booked that day. You might be able to go though.
What is it?
you should
28th?
go.
April 8th.
April 28th.
28th.
Yeah.
It's in the past.
Oh, April 28th. Yes, 28th. I am booked in Rhode
It's in the
Island.
past. Can you make it?
I have got a shot.
Yeah, let me just fire up my time machine.
Yeah, maybe you could go. Go have fun for us.
I can do my best. It's in Spencer.
In Spencer,
It's not
yeah.
too far.
We'll have local vendors, music, food,
What kind of
fun. It's usually a
Kind of
pretty like
food.
eclectic local New England
What's 8 times 6?
musicians.
Oh, we got to do that. I'm glad you remembered that.
Math?
All right, ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
These are questions we
Speed
ask.
math?
No,
it's
these are
not.
just questions we
Yes,
ask,
it
I
is
guess.
speed math. Ready? Are you good at speed math?
I don't know.
Oh, we're about to find out. Inside my phone somewhere, there's questions, and we're gonna find them. And then here we go. I'm getting my glasses, or you can read them today. I don't want to.
All right, I'll read them.
My giant eyes. So basically, they're just
Quiz time.
We're gonna.
It is a quiz. We just want to learn a little bit about you.
Cool.
See what type of person you are.
You gotta set the timer.
I got to do everything.
Yeah, you do.
What the fuck do I look like, dude? Who do you think you are? I am.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the video of what's his name?
No
Pete
one's
Weber?
seen it. Dude.
How's nobody seen this video? Have you
Because
seen
no
the
one
video
watches
of
bowling.
Pete Weber, the professional bowler. He's got a mustache. His hair is like, and he looks in the camera and says, "Who do you think you are? I am." No.
No.
It is the funniest.
I haven't seen
hilarious.
that.
He bowls a strike, and then he's just so excited, and he's like
He just
looking
starts-
at the
yeah, he
audience, and he's
starts
like, "Who do you think
screaming.
you are? I am."
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
I
because he
haven't
showed
seen
it to
it.
me. Because he showed
Yeah,
it
he'll
to me.
miss out.
But
Cue it up.
All right.
we could actually. if we were- all right. So.
All right.
You ready for some questions?
Yeah.
Let's do the questions first, and we'll
Let's
do
do
Pete
it.
Weber.
All right. Bong or bowl?
Bong.
Papers or blunts?
Blunts.
Flowers or edibles?
Flowers.
Blonde or brunette?
Brunette.
Fruit Loops or Cocoa Puffs?
Neither.
Pop Tarts or toaster strudels?
Oh, neither.
Red or blue Doritos?
Red.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Beach or mountain?
Beach.
City or woods to live?
Ooh. City.
City or woods to visit?
If I had to choose, woods.
Beer or liquor?
Weed.
Home or bar?
Home.
Indica sativa?
Hybrid.
Yes or no?
Yes.
TV or book?
Book.
Snapchat or Instagram?
Instagram.
Sports or arts?
Arts.
Sweatpants or sweatshirt?
Sweatpants.
Are movies these days too long?
No.
Stay or go?
Go.
Paint or color?
Paint.
Do you like animals?
Yes.
Sharks or lions?
Lions.
Sun or moon?
Moon.
Day or night?
Day.
Socks and sandals?
Nah.
Do you believe in aliens?
Probably.
Do you believe in science?
Yeah.
Do you believe in God?
I don't know.
Do you believe in life after love?
Yeah.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
No.
Jungle Book or Lion King?
Lion King.
Pizza or burgers?
Pizza.
Pasta or salad?
Salad.
Coke or Pepsi?
Yuck.
Breadsticks or rolls?
Breadsticks.
Chocolate or strawberry milk?
Chocolate.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Do you wear a scarf?
Sometimes.
iPhone or Android?
Android.
Sneakers or boots?
Boots.
Are you a weed snob?
Not really. But, kinda.
Walmart or Amazon?
Amazon.
Finish the sentence. I love.
The cannabis community.
I wish I could have more.
Time with my family.
My favorite holiday is.
Thanksgiving.
I think of blank before bed.
The next morning.
I use my cell phone blank times a day.
Hundreds.
If I was a wizard, I would.
Oh.
Just thought about your answer.
What was your answer?
Nothing. I wouldn't do
Keep
it.
going.
If I was a wizard, I would be able to teleport. I guess that's if you had a magic power. I would
Dude,
want
teleportation.
Yeah.
That answers the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
question. What's 6 times 8?
48.
The Talking Seaweed podcast is the best because...
Because you guys are awesome and you're doing good things for the community, and you should tell everybody about your WEED acronym.
Oh, we probably should, huh?
Yeah.
We will.
Ocean or land?
Oh, we over? Oh,
That's the last one.
right where they meet. Right where they meet.
The beach, they call it, I
Yeah,
think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that should be in a.
No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be because only people who have to use their head can answer it with that.
Better. Even
No.
better.
You made it.
Did I pass?
You made it all
Yeah,
the
I
way
think you
through.
did pass because I stopped and laughed a couple times, so that wasn't a real accurate timing.
So
Oh.
yeah. So no.
Wanda Burnett was the best one that we don't edit them obviously based on male or female, and I just read it because I was just going through. I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we just ask everything.
That is fun.
We ask everything to everybody because it's funny. Because I feel like if you said blonde brunette to a girl, they're gonna think, like how do I like my hair?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You say it to a guy, they're like, oh, this I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's funny.
But yeah, so when we wrote these questions, I went through them with
He
John.
stumped me with the wizard one. I was like, I just fucking
I know,
wouldn't do
yeah.
anything. I don't know. I forget what I actually
would do
said.
whatever I
said
want.
something
I remember.
ridiculous.
What, can I say what you said?
Go ahead. I don't care. I don't
said
remember what
if
it
you
was.
were a wizard, you would. And he was like, I don't know, kill myself. I was like, dude.
So not entertained by the question. Like, all right, next one. Like,
Moving on.
so I don't have to like go back in time and slap you before you ask me that.
Like you just have you have all the power in the world, and you're like,
End it. End it.
Cut this short.
That shit's too scary for me.
Yeah, that's funny. It's usually I'm reading the questions, so this time I got to watch, and it's funny because I kept going like this.
What would you do if you were a wizard?
What was that? Oh, I don't know. If I was a wizard, what would I do? You could do everything.
You wrote
Jesus.
the
You could
question.
do whatever you
I
want.
write the question.
He writes the question, then ask confused with it. What would I do? Me? A wizard?
If I was a wizard, I would probably grow a lot of weed.
Oh, come on.
Dude, are you serious? How much work goes into that? I could just do this. Dude, come on.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, it's funny to hear how people answer them because there's certain questions everybody just kind of.
Yeah, you gave a lot of yucks, which I liked.
I
None
liked
of the
those.
above
She
because
didn't
it's
like
like
the
no one feels
Pepsis.
comfortable enough to do that. I don't think everyone's like Pepsi. Like
Yeah,
I
they'll
don't
just
really
pick
drink
one.
soda
Oh.
either, but like if I'll drink a Jack and Coke, so I would have to go with Coke.
So here we go. You big on peer pressure? Like if everybody's like, "Come on, do it," are you like, "Yeah, I guess I'll do it," or you're like,
No.
"No, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do
Pretty
it."
much do what I feel is right for
See?
myself
Exactly,
at the
I'm
moment.
the same way.
Right.
So
He
I'll
almost
answer-
got peer pressured into doing a dab on our show, and he wouldn't let it happen.
Yeah, they should show that to kids.
Yeah, they
Because I was
should.
like, no, I'm here to get stoned. I'm not here to get wicked stoned.
It's so
Oh, you
true.
said you've never done a dab before.
Never done a dab.
Never done a dab.
Crazy, right?
Never done a dab.
Do you want to try this?
I mean, I feel like it would take away from the mystique of me never doing a dab.
Fair enough.
No, I'll try it.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
Cool.
All right, what do I do?
So
This is CBD. This is all.
this is just CBD.
All right.
There's no THC
I think
in this.
that's what keeps me. Like with CBD, I feel like I'm just gonna take a hit of it and I'm just gonna feel amazing. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like
Hopefully. That's
That's
the
the
plan.
idea, right?
And I mean, I think you could still say that this isn't a proper dab, right?
Yeah,
you know,
no. Okay,
like
so-
this is a little bit of a different way.
I've
to-
done this. Like I've done like the pens and stuff like that. So like technically, I've done like the oil, like the pens.
Smoke the
whatever.
oil, yeah.
But I've never done like the blowtorch.
Right, on like a
Yeah,
proper
good.
dab, right?
Yeah, and I feel like everybody's offered it to me is like, I'm gonna take you to the moon, and I was like, I don't know what you think that is,
yeah.
so I don't know if I want to do that
Yeah.
because it's like a personal thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like everybody's preference.
I know
is different.
some people will eat like a 50 milligram edible, and like I would be like
Yeah,
vomiting.
a friend of ours doesn't think
and
500 milligrams is a lot.
Oh my god, yeah. For me,
Legitimately, he
like
legitimately was like, I was like, dude, I eat edibles
10
all the
is
time.
perfect.
Yeah, see, like, I'll eat a little bit more, but still, I get that. Like, I know I'll give people a quarter of a cookie and they're like good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they like, and that's probably
Well, it
10,
depends
15
how
milligrams.
strong the cookie
The cookie's
is.
like
Yeah,
40
I like-
milligrams, so it'd
yeah.
be like 10, 15 milligrams.
Yeah,
so
I like
usually it's
15
Maybe-
milligrams. Is like perfect for me.
It depends. I mean,
They're all they're all a little different, but they're
depends
pretty.
how they're made and like, do you really know? Unless
I do
you're
know
making
because I
it-
know the guy who makes them, but yeah, he makes them right down the street, and he's very, very tedious with measuring everything. Super
Good.
proud. He's a nerd.
I'm gonna try this out.
Okay. So you just hold the button down. So that's a dipper.
This is a dipper.
It's a dipper. So it's like, think nectar collector, but electric. And you can also, there's a different tip you can put on it that
Okay.
you can pack like a concentrate pen and put the mouthpiece on the other side and rip it that way. But
Like how much of a rip do I take? Like what's...
yeah, I don't know, like a 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, whatever you're comfortable with. So this is the 90s.
I don't know.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did.
there you go.
No, okay, I did it slightly right. I'm gonna try it for real now.
Sure.
I just want to give it like a dry run.
For anyone who is just listening, he's what is he ripping? What is this thing called?
It's CBD concentrate.
No, but what's the
So-
pen thing called? Like,
It's
I'm
the
interested in,
dipstick, the
oh, a
dipper
dipstick.
vape. Yeah, if you go look up dipstick vapes,
I'm good, dude. This is too much work for me. It's too much work for me.
it's really convenient actually. If you
All right, fine. I'll sell it for. Let's see. Let's see how convenient
Oh.
it is.
I have the worst
well,
lungs
instead of
ever.
a blowtorch,
Oh, it's certainly more
Right?
convenient than that.
So okay, the first one I did too little. The second one I did
a little too much.
too much.
Okay.
I gotta learn how to like build up to things.
Yeah, I guess it's really not that complicated,
It
but
tastes
it
really good,
Yeah.
does taste good.
Yeah.
Tastes
So
very
this is
different
a
from anything I'm
flower extract, no THC in it. And this can be used in edibles and stuff too.
So-
but you can also vape it.
Would that, like, if I was too high, would that bring me down a little bit? Like, you know how people say
Maybe.
CBD works for that all the
Yeah,
time? Like,
some
that's
people
that's
say-
something I would try.
Particularly when you take them together, that the CBD can, mitigate the psychoactivity of THC,
Mm-hmm.
and in different ratios, you might not feel high at all.
Right. That's why you
But I don't know.
like-
How do you feel?
I feel good. I don't know.
I feel pretty good.
Do you feel less
Other
high than you felt
Other than the like,
No.
a few minutes ago?
No.
you know, because I'm used to like when I smoke.
I mean,
I'm
I
used
guess
to
I
smoke.
kind of feel like a little more clear-minded. I don't know if that's pseudo, but I'm kind of feeling like, yeah, maybe it did.
Is this like the limitless pill? That'd be amazing. Would you take that?
Would I take that? I mean, does it have side effects?
Yeah. Have you seen the movie?
No.
Oh,
All right. Never mind.
yeah, it has some side effects. All right.
Okay, so yeah, probably not until they figure that out.
Oh man,
All right. Good answer.
fair enough.
Basically, not to ruin the movie for you, so I'm gonna ruin the movie.
That's okay.
So,
Spoiler
like,
alert.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Limitless, it's it like deteriorates your body eventually if you take too much of it. But you learn so much while you take it, and like your brain absorbs so much while you take it that it's like, how do I not do this all day long?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're basically opening up, the remaining 90 whatever percent of your brain that we don't typically use. They were opening up with the pill, correct? Right, that's the
Yeah.
same movie.
And
I
it's
was
so
saying.
mind blowing
And
that people
eventually-
can't help it.
Yeah, eventually, the certain stages they go through where
You're like,
they're like, are they teleporting at one point, or are they what? At one point, they just no. I don't remember exactly if they were teleporting. They're using their brain at different points and doing all sorts of crazy different shit.
we're talking about the same movie.
Who's in it?
The dude from Silver Lining Playbook.
Limitless. Yeah, I think so.
What's his name?
I forget his fucking name.
He's
but
the-
no, it's the same movie. It definitely is the same movie.
All right. regardless.
Maybe I'm just high and I'm confusing.
We're
I
just
don't
gonna
know.
argue about whether it's the same movie. She's just gonna get up and leave.
That was a good movie. I don't remember. Is it Bradley Cooper?
Yeah, there it
Oh
is.
yeah,
Nice.
Bradley Cooper. Yeah, it's
Silver
definitely
Linings
the same
Playbook.
movie.
That was a good movie.
That was.
I
a
haven't
good
seen
movie.
Limitless, but is
That
it
was-
the same guy?
Yeah, that is the same
Yep.
guy. He
Bradley
plays
fucking Cooper.
Robert De Niro's in that movie too. They're both in it. All right, well, cool. That was great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming by, hanging
thanks
out
for
with
having
us.
me.
Everybody,
Absolutely.
check out Enliven Holistics. They're, I feel amazing. It's basically the limitless pill, right?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
pretty much limited.
And if you
Without
know-
the
that's what
side
we think.
effects.
That's
Without
what,
the
that's
side
what me and
effects,
John think.
right?
That's what we think.
Don't tell them what I think.
This is what John thinks.
What was I just gonna say? I had something to say, but we'll put all those descriptions and stuff in the all those links in the description. I'm high, man.
Yeah, we're
Put the links in the description for you guys so you can check out the CBD line and also that event that you plugged. We'll put that
Reliable
in there
Bud.
Yeah, the Reliable Bud that I'm going to alone.
All right. Have a good one, guys.